We all think about wealth, what it is, how to get it. But what if the way we've been taught to think about it is, well, just off, maybe even completely backwards? Today, we're going to dig into an ancient perspective that totally redefines what it means to be truly rich. And the answer? It might just surprise you.
So let's just start with the big question, the one we all kind of ask ourselves from time to time. What does it actually mean to be wealthy? Is it the number in your bank account, the car in the driveway, or is the real answer something you can't put a price tag on at all?
Our culture gives us a pretty clear answer, doesn't it? It says wealth is about money, it's about possessions, it's about your status. But the perspective we're exploring today is a complete 180. It argues that this worldly view isn't just a little incomplete, it misses the entire point.
And listen, this isn't some new age, feel-good idea. This is ancient. This quote from the book of Luke gets right to the heart of it. It flat out challenges the idea that your life is just the sum of your stuff. And this right here is the foundation for everything we're about to unpack.
So to really get a handle on this different kind of wealth, we have to start at the very, very beginning with a fundamental question. Who actually owns everything? Because let me tell you, the answer changes your entire perspective. This single idea is, well, it's a total game changer. According to this principle from the Psalms, the whole concept of ownership is actually pretty simple. God owns it all, the planet, every resource on it, and yep, even us. This simple shift reframes everything we think we own into something we've simply been asked to manage.
And the idea goes even deeper than that. Our ability to create wealth in the first place, our talents, our skills, our energy, that's also described as a gift. It's not like we're just conjuring it out of thin air. It's a provision. This just hammers home that core idea. We are not the original source.
So let's connect the dots here. If God owns everything, and even our ability to produce is a gift from Him, then our role isn't owner, it's manager. That one little shift in perspective is the key to all of this. So if we're managers, what does that job actually look like?
Okay, so if we're not owners, but managers, what's our job description? Well, the term that's used is steward. Let's take a look at what it means to shift from thinking like an owner to thinking like a faithful manager.
So what exactly is stewardship? It's basically this: the faithful management of resources that, well, they aren't actually yours, for purposes that are way bigger than just your own. It means you're trying to align your decisions with the true owner's goals and values. Think about it. If you're managing someone else's assets, what's the number one thing they're looking for? It's not really how clever you are or even the results you get. It all comes down to your faithfulness. Can you be trusted? And here's what that faithfulness actually looks like in practice. It seems to break down into 4 consistent things. First, you're always acknowledging the true owner. Second, you manage everything according to his principles. Third, you're using those resources to advance a purpose that's way beyond yourself. And finally, you maintain contentment, whether you have a lot or a little.
Okay, so if we aren't the owners, but we're the stewards, what's the goal? What's the wealth we're actually supposed to be building? This is where we get to the really good stuff. The answer lies in 3 spiritual treasures that are at the very core of this entire perspective.
The first spiritual treasure is contentment. Now, this isn't just passively being okay with your situation. Nope. This is an active satisfaction that you find in God, and it's completely separate from what's happening around you. Your satisfaction stays constant because its source is internal, not external.
The second treasure is joy, and it's defined as an ability, the ability to find joy and to rejoice no matter what your material conditions are. It's not dependent on things going your way. It's a kind of deep-down prosperity that money it can't buy.
And finally, we get to the supreme treasure, wisdom. The source material is absolutely emphatic here. It's valued higher than silver, gold, even rubies. And this isn't just about being book smart. This is a practical, life-guiding wisdom that provides true, lasting substance.
So if contentment, joy, and wisdom are what true wealth is all about, then why is the conventional chase for money seen as so dangerous? Well, the sources point to some very specific psychological and spiritual traps that come with making money your ultimate goal. This is one of the most famous, and maybe one of the most misquoted verses out there. Notice what it says. It doesn't say, money is the root of all evil. It says, the love of money is. The problem isn't the resource itself. It's a tool, right? It's the desire, the obsessive pursuit of it that the text says can lead you into temptation, into traps, and ultimately into some serious spiritual trouble.
And check this out. Here's a powerful psychological insight that feels like it could have been written yesterday for our Instagram scrolling world. The habit of comparing yourself to others, their car, their house, their salary, is described as simply not wise. And why? Because it actively steals joy.
True wealth means understanding that your journey can't be measured on someone else's scale. So, what does all this look like in the real world? How do you actually live a life that's focused on this kind of wealth? This final part is all about putting these ideas into practice, day in and day out.
Here's what it looks like on the ground. A person living this out is generous, not because they feel obligated, but because they have a grateful heart. They look at their assets with an eternal perspective, always asking what kind of long-term impact they can have. They actively invest their time and energy into those spiritual treasures we talked about. And their daily life, it's just marked by gratitude for what they have and a real trust in God's provision.
Ultimately, it all boils down to this one phrase, being rich toward God. The goal is completely redefined. It's no longer about accumulating worldly things, but about investing in eternal values. And the two are presented as a fundamental choice, a choice that every single one of us has to make.
Which brings us to our final question, and it's a personal one for all of us to think about. When you look at how you spend your time, your energy, and your money, what treasures are you really storing up? Are they the kind that fade away, or are they the kind that last forever?